Yeah, what is up, everybody? Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and we are doing our Civilization 6 AI only championship series here in fall 2021. Hopefully we finish it in fall 2021. I don't know. This has got a couple extra civs, so maybe this will actually go into 2022, which is kind of crazy. That's almost 2022, but that's a whole nother, where are we going? I don't know where we're going with this. But anyways, today is the first official episode. We're starting with group 1 here. Last couple episodes, we just figured out which Teddy, which France was going to make it in, and then we just had a discussion episode. So a couple things to note that I've decided to do going forward here with the AI only championship series. Some of it based on comments and you guys, some of it I actually just kind of thought of it myself. So obviously we're on deity. Now with the map, we're currently playing Fractal. Now in the previous AI only championship series, I think we only did either Fractal or Shuffle. I think we only did that just because they're completely unpredictable. And you know, we're trying to keep it as random as possible. What I ended up deciding to do is I ended up counting all the maps that aren't TSL and aren't like the 4-armed Clover or the 6-armed Snowflake, and then we have some of the improved maps like the Fractal Plus. So I basically didn't count any of those, and so we were left with like 15 maps which are just completely random. And so we had things like Highland, which I very rarely get to see, and then same thing with like Wetlands. And so because of that, I kind of wanted to, you know, maybe include those into the rotation. So anyways, I got 15 total maps. I did a random number generator. I pulled out 3, and so because of that, this first group stage we're going to be playing Fractal. But before every group stage, I think I'm just going to do the number generator 1 to 15 again and see where we end up. And hopefully we'll get like some Highlands, hopefully we'll get some Wetlands and get some fun there. But like I said, we cut out the Terra one. Actually, you know what? I might need to include the Terra one. I don't remember if I cut that one out or not. But the True Start ones just wouldn't really make sense because depending on how the group stages work, you know, you could end up with someone in America. Like in this case, I think Lautaro and Pachacuti would be the only two in the Western continent or the Western hemisphere, just at quick glance. And that just, you know, it wouldn't really be fair. So that's why we're just trying to take like actual maps, and that's why we're not doing any of the TSL ones. Now we could do a giant TSL with 56, 58 civs and blah, 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 but I'm pretty sure my computer might explode if we try doing that. So that's why we're not going to do that. Other thing to note is I think for now, and specifically in this group stage, we're going to go ahead and turn on all the game modes. Number 1, I've not really seen the AI use zombie defense mode. We've not done an AI only series with the zombie defense mode. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how Deity AI handles it. That also means we're also keeping dramatic age mode on, which is hit or miss. Some people love it, some people hate it. I understand it's very RNG. I think what I've decided we're going to do is I think we're going to keep dramatic stage mode on only for the group stages. Not for the second chance round, not for the reverse knockout. The reason for that is because, you know what, if the group stages are a little unfair, it's okay, because ultimately everyone in this group is going to be having to deal with the same, you know, it doesn't matter, by the way, if group 1 or group 2 have different game modes turned on. It's as long as every group has the exact same game modes. So yeah, of course, you know, these guys are all going to have the same game mode because they're all in the same game together. So because of that, you know, it doesn't matter what we tinker with. So I think for now, I just want to try all the game modes. If it creates just absolute stupid situation, then maybe going forward we'll take off some. But I know the dramatic age mode can actually be very entertaining, and so that's why I think it's fair for the group stages. But once we get to the second chance round where it's like, okay, now or never, I think maybe turning it off might be better. We might also leave it on for the second chance round and then just turn it off for the, you know, I'm pretty sure we left it off for the finals last year just for fair sake. But anyways, I think that's everything we got going forward. So we're going to go ahead and load in. I'm pretty sure, you know what I should have done? I should have saved the group just in case. Yeah, just in case I need to change something. Yeah, hopefully I don't have to remake this. Hopefully everything's right, because like the worst thing is you actually like get everything set up, but then you forget to, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to actually set the timer to turn 3:15, which in the scheme of things is not that big of a deal. So what we generally do is we have a timer of 3:15. 95% of the time, the AI, especially with an 8-player game, is not going to be able to win by turn 3:15. So, and that's about a good time because anything after 3:15, the game starts getting super slow. So we will go ahead and end this game on turn 3:15, even though we don't have the timer. So whatever the score is at that point will be the end of it. Apparently, I can also go into the Hall of Fame and see the scores. Now, the only weird thing about that is that would only work on a game that ends on turn 3:15. So we're just going to have to, you know, take a picture of it and add it manually and stuff like that. So anyways, begin game. So this is a fractal map. So we could have a, yeah, I mean, we're going to have a variety of land masses. Oh, we got to go ahead and turn off the reveal all. I was going to say reveal map. Hopefully that gets rid of some of the popping. Okay, so we have on the western continent, we have Dido up to the northwest. She's got a city-state to her north and then barbarians to her south. Actually, Mongolia fairly close. Mongolia and Dido are about to go settle right on top of each other. Okay, that's going to be interesting. We're going to see a lot more fighting between players in this one than we did in, you know, the in just the pure what was it, the France and the Teddy one. Also, I don't ever remember seeing this wonder before. The Salar de Uni? I don't know. Interesting. But anyways, Tamar then is on the northeastern portion of this island. So only 3 on that island, which means there's 5 on this island, which means we have China, we have Persia, we have Pachacuti, we have Mapuche, and actually we're missing one, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Alexander's up to the north. Oh, interesting. Now, Alexander is in a very interesting spot here because he's going to have to go through Persia if he wants to expand. I don't know if he's got enough room up there. We'll have to see. I would imagine we're going to see a very early war here between Mongolia and Dido. I mean, almost guaranteed we're going to see an early war between them. Mongolia just being one of the more aggressive civs, it's just always going to end up happening. Now, they are dealing with some barbarians here as well, so we'll see what happens there. This war right here might benefit Tamar. Tamar's got a decent amount of room here, and she might be able to abuse it if these two just spend the entire time fighting, which there you go, there's your war. I think Dido might have actually been the one declaring the war because she's the one on the offense. Now, Mongolia, let's see, troop type here. Dido's 126, Mongolia's 151, so Mongolia's got the early advantage. Dido's also kind of all over the place. So if you've never seen an AI championship series before in Civ 6, one of the things I should mention is for any aggressive Civ, they almost always have to take a city. If they don't get a city in their war, I would say 95% of the time, it's kind of sets them back. I think it's just, you know, putting so much time and energy into units, and then if they're not able to grab a city, they just kind of fall behind at that point, everyone else, and they end up kind of, you know, on the back foot here. So China is currently losing to Persia in a war. Actually, I think they're in a double war right now. Oh my gosh, we have so much going on right now. Can I look at China here, please? Please, please. Was there a way for me to... You're only at war against Pachacuti. Okay, so Pachacuti is the only one actually at war. Although it looks like Persia's going to hop in on them. And then no other war here. So we got a bunch of stuff going on here. We got to pop back and forth. Mongolia has KTY down to about half health, but no units that can actually take it right now. Machu is still doing pretty okay. Pachacuti is still got quite a few units nearby, but China's looking like they're going to be fine, though. They have quite a few units, so I think China should be able to survive this. KTY is ticking up here, and it looks like Mongolia is not going to be able to succeed getting their war, especially, or at least getting the city, especially with the war cart there. Sorry, the heavy chariot. That heavy chariot is going to really do a lot of work there, especially this early in the game. Machu, China is now officially pushing back. Qin Shi is, starting to, well, is now officially kicked Pachacuti out of her territory, or out of his territory, rather. But, okay. Persia is still just kind of all over the place. They're looking to throw down city number 4. Lautaro, not in a bad spot either. Sorry, this is Mapuche. Yeah, Lautaro. Not in a really bad spot because he's got a lot of room down here as well. Honestly, just being able to get a lot of terrain tends to help the Civ a lot. Now, Dramatic Ages is going to be really interesting in this territory over here on this eastern continent. Like, one of those things where it could, like, completely screw over Persia, Inca, and China. Like, all 3 of them might just get absolutely killed by Dramatic Ages because they're right on top of each other. Could be the same thing here with Mongolia and Dido. We'll have to see. Oh, Tamar ended up declaring war on Mongolia. That's the other problem with an early war if you fail. If you unfortunately fail in your early war, what can happen is that ultimately you then have not as many units, and then one of the other AI declares war on you. Because one of the checks that the AI makes when they decide whether or not they're going to declare war is looking at the combat strength. And if they have, I don't know what the advantage is that they're actually looking for. I bet you could probably dig in the XML files and figure that out. But if they have X number, X more power than you, they're, likely to declare war. Persia now has also declared war, but they declared war on Pachacuti. Interesting. Pachacuti, yep, still at war with China here as well, and China's got a couple heavy chariots. Interesting. Although Pachacuti's not currently fighting in his territory, so he's okay right now. He's also got a lot of mountains. Yeah, he's got a decent like little start area for him. And I mean, to be honest, this is a very defensible spot because he's got the river crossing here and there's not a lot of ways to get into his territory, especially now with the spearmen in Cusco. I think it's Cusco, right? If I remember correctly. That's going to be really hard to grab just because it has more combat strength. So if you don't know this, the garrison defense strength is based on whatever unit, like the strongest melee unit you have in the game. There's some other variables to it, but essentially having a spearman inside the city right at this point in the game is going to give him probably the best garrison defense strength. The heavy chariot technically would probably be worth more, but I actually like the spearman here inside the city better, just because it's going to be a little more, it's going to offer more protection against the heavy chariots, which are numerous right about now. Also, the heavy chariots probably a little better going on the offensive. So China got walls up. Early walls right now are going to be great at just kind of preventing the AI from conquering. You know what? You know what? The one thing we did do and we forgot to do, we shouldn't leave dramatic ages, not dramatic ages, the research one on. Yeah, that's one we should keep off just because we can't see what's actually going on or who's grabbing what tech. So, yay. All right, so Mongolia survived. Dido survived, except Dido's now having some issues here with barbarians, which, you know, love to see it, actually. And then I was going to say, there should be some zombies popping out here soon, and there are. And that actually is probably going to end up helping out Inca, because Inca's in a bit of a sketchy spot right now. They don't have a lot of an army. Yeah, 108 right now, and they're a little invaded, too. Okay, interesting. So both China and Pachacuti ended up losing the city. China is having now... Yeah, they're now having dramatic age issues in all of their cities except Xi'an. That might be the end of them. Yeah, and then same thing here. Pachacuti's got to take his city back here. Luckily, there's no walls there. Unfortunately, Machu, he just put walls up. And interesting, so Persia got a golden age. I'm not quite sure why Persia ended up with a golden age, but yeah, that's going to end up helping them a lot. So Mapuche. Mapuche. Whatever. Sorry. And Alexander both doing okay because, you know, they have a decent amount of territory. Did anyone else get a Dark Age? No, it looks like it was just China and Pachacuti. So, I mean, the thing is, they're getting punished. They're getting punished for not getting enough era scores. So, the thing is, I'm not going to feel so bad about this. You know, I know the problem. So, like, here's, I think, the biggest issue. Everyone has a civ they're cheering for. And when their civ gets absolutely eradicated because of dramatic ages, especially if it's a dramatic age issue that wasn't their fault, that's when people are like, oh, I hate dramatic ages. But the thing is, what I love about dramatic ages is it keeps the game fun. Because, like, without dramatic ages, I could almost pick at this point who's going to be able to win. Like, I would almost guarantee you that it would be like maybe Tamar and Mapuche moving on. You know, if it wasn't for dramatic ages. But now dramatic ages in apocalypse mode can make things a little more interesting that we'll have to see here. What is going on here? Maui, dude, with Persia. For Cusco, I dig it, except Cusco is now going to flip, and okay, there goes Pachacuti. Pachacuti is now officially eliminated. He had the opportunity. I'm not sure why he didn't take his city back. Interesting. China's still at full loyalty, though, in Xi'an, so they're not doing bad, except both of the cities they lost have walls, which is, like, hilarious considering I don't think anyone else has any walls. Those are the only two cities with walls. What the actual heck, man? What the actual heck? All right, so interesting. Tamar ended up stealing a Mongolian city. Yeah, everyone saw that one coming. Tamar freaking beating back Mongolia in a war. So this is actually, I'm not going to say game over, but this might be game over for Mongolia. Biggest issue is the fact that they're almost guaranteed a Dark Age now, having lost their first city. Mulan is going to do some work here, the range unit. Especially without walls. Although, okay, 3 turns on the walls. 3 turns on the walls. If Mongolia can get it, there is a chance they pull this back. Especially since Quora down here is flipping back. Quora is going to end up flipping back, which could make things interesting. 2 turns, there's the catapult. That catapult's got to do some work. And I guess Mulan, no, you ran Mulan away. I don't know what you're doing there. Okay, well, have fun with that. All right, China's still alive. China's still alive. I think China's going to survive. 10 turns. What are we looking at till the next era here? Now it looks like China's going to end up dying. My wife's calling me, but I am recording. I am going to actually message her and say, I am recording. I am recording. I don't think it's important. She's out coffee with a friend. She might be just calling me to tell me she's coming home, which would be weird because I mean she didn't hang out with her for long. But anyways, whatever. So Mapuche is doing okay right now. I'm wondering if Mapuche is going to end up going and grabbing the corpse of Pachacuti. We will have to see on that. Actually has the Machu Picchu here, which is kind of funny. I feel like Pachacuti should grab that. Georgia also struggling here. The other thing we've noticed here in the past is the AI is really, really, really bad when it comes to actually properly placing their governors, and not just their governors, their policies. And that a lot of times what screws them in dramatic age mode. Like, we're currently looking at Tamar's government. She could be okay here if she grabbed the extra loyalty. Like, I bet she could probably hold on to Quora. And actually, there you go. But that's one of the bigger issues in the game is the fact that it's like, I wish the AI was just slightly better at their policies. Honestly, if the AI was like maybe 10% better at their policies, it might be, also, I've never seen this natural wonder either. They might actually just be strong enough at that point to survive dramatic ages. Did you want me to look for anything? Yes, shorts. Yes, shorts. They're going to the outlets. That makes sense. Okay. We actually have a couple outlets in the Austin area, but anyways, Xi'an is now flipping in one turn. Okay, so China's officially gone. That's sad, man. I love China. China is one of my favorite civs in the game. They were the first civ I ever played, and I've not actually gotten a chance to play them yet. I've been kind of saving them for like my last playthrough here in Civ 6, but like, I don't know. We were going through the Hall of Fame, and we just kind of stopped going through the Hall of Fame, which at some point we need to come back and actually play some more Civ 6. Maybe when we get a little more bored with humankind, we'll come back and play a game. Do some comparisons. Okay, so Alexander's now officially trapped here. What's actually the scores? Remember, top 2 make it. So like, I'm not so concerned. It's not as if China's eliminated because of dramatic ages. You know, they had a really bad game. They weren't able to really survive. And you know what? They're going to have another opportunity. To be straight up honest with you, guess what? Mongolia didn't get a dramatic age issue, but they're still like probably going to end up getting eliminated as well. That has absolutely nothing to do with, you know, dramatic ages. They just kind of sucked and failed in their Dido war. Which this would be just so much different if they were able to actually have grabbed KTY. Now they're actually also, they lost Quorum here, the capital. And I don't know if Georgia's going to be able to steal it, especially with the zombies. Interesting. And now Dido's actually trying to come and steal some stuff here. Now, I imagine you're going to see a Dark Age here with Mongolia, which means they're going to end up losing a city. And then we're going to have to see from there what ends up happening. If that's going to start affecting Dido and others. Who is in first and second place? Lautaro and Alexander. Interesting. Tamar, though, is not far behind. Lautaro is kind of schooling right now. I think it's a mix of religion and wonders, though. 45 on wonders. That's 3 wonders. Only 20 in religion, but actually it's fairly early in the game. No one really has much religion. In fact, all the people up top all had a religion. So, yeah, there you go. And they all have wonders as well. And the thing is, China is a wonder civ, and they didn't build an early wonder. Had they built an early wonder, they probably wouldn't have gotten a Dark Age. Had they not gotten a Dark Age, they might have been able to survive, and they might be in a much better situation here. And let's be straight up honest with you. You know, I think the bigger RNG thing that sucked for both Pachacuti and China is probably more their start location. That probably screwed them more than anything. Okay, so Mongolia did get another Dark Age. They are losing all their cities. Dido ended up getting a Dark Age, and now she's having some issues as well. Also, did everyone get a Dark Age? Tamar got a Dark Age as well. So Alexander and Lautaro are the only 2 that got a Golden Age. And ironically, they were the top 2 civs, and they might be the only 2 civs to survive here. I say that, but then Persia immediately goes to war with them. Did Persia get a Dark Age? They did. What did they lose? Oh, they lost Susa. They lost Sus. But they're actually using their immortals now. And they're going to take Alexandria. Wow. Okay, that's impressive there. That is freaking impressive. Okay, Persia, I'm going to need you to throw down some proper policies here, man. You're actually, what government is this? You're in monarchy already. Dang, dude. Please. See, what we've seen them do before is they've taken some of the policies, and I don't remember what it is, but the ones where it's like, lose like a bunch of loyalty, and it's like, why? So in a very weird glitch, they have currently their settler sitting in Susa. They did grab Alexandria. They are about to grab Methone. This is actually a huge issue because Alexander never built walls in any of his cities, and now he's really getting screwed by this. The pikemen here are gonna, like, you should be able to grab it here. Oya did a decent amount of damage. That pikeman should be able to grab it. No, not quite, but the immortal popped in and you raised it. That actually is a great idea. That is 10 of 10 from the AI, something that we hadn't seen since they actually tweaked the AI not too long ago, because there was no way Persia was ever going to be able to hold on to that town. So the fact that they raised it was awesome, and it actually really screwed up Alexander as well. So if we looked at score, I bet Alexander's not in second. Yeah, Tamar's actually popped up there, and that's with the Dark Age. Now the nice thing about Georgia's Dark Age is the fact that Quora here was the one that flipped, and then also Zugidi over here, and neither of those cities are particularly in a position to threaten the main towns over here. So there you go. Dino, I'm trying to think if Dido's stable. I feel like she's almost stable right now. What she needs to do is get Anansi over here to actually just kind of like get the extra bonus loyalty going. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, Alexander got pushed back hard. This is really bad because these are two really good cities for him. I hate the fact that Alexander is flipping now. I'm wondering what happened and why it's flipping. And if it's a policy choice or if it's a governor choice. All right, you're full loyalty now in Alexandria. Good, 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 good. Dealing with some zombies there, but that's okay. I love how you can see like the half-built walls. Yeah, I kind of wish you could rebuild raised cities, which would be very historic because that happens quite a bit in the past where you can actually rebuild raised cities where we see that happening. Also, in 17 turns, we're going to go ahead and put a pause in this episode. Now, is Mapuche gonna like cruise to victory? Yeah, I think so. Unless he gets some really bad dramatic ages, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be pretty okay right now. And doesn't he actually get the bonus to dramatic ages as well? Lautaro, does he get a bonus or does he just hurt other people? Defeat an enemy unit makes them lose loyalty. Yeah, I knew that. Mapuche. All cities within 9 tiles of your governor gain 4 loyalty. So if there's one civ that's going to survive then dramatic ages, it's going to be Lautaro. So I don't mind right now. Actually, Alexandria, that's interesting, that golden age here. The fact that you're flipping still. Yeah, Persia, even with the city takes, is still struggling here, man. They really need to hold on to Bacardi, but I don't think that's going to happen, man. I think they're going to lose Bacardi Silver, man. So Alexandria, yeah, so here's the thing. I still don't know if Alexander is going to be able to catch back up to Tamar. He's about 50 points down. That's going to be pretty major. So at this point, he's going to need to really probably come take over Persia, or at least probably the corpse of Persia here in a little bit. And then really kind of hope dramatic ages / apocalypse mode does some damage here to Georgia. What's the religion? What are the numbers looking like here? So empire size is definitely different, but not like gigantic. The Great People is the same. Religion, Tamar's got a lot more in religion, which makes sense. Tech is about the same. Wonders got one more, and then a little more on the era score. So yeah, civics. I hate how the civics one's first. I feel like empire should be listed first, like, and civics should be with technology, but like whatever. Did they do those in alphabetical order? They did, except they added era score to the bottom. That's great, actually. That's great. It's like the mini things that you know that, like, okay, at some point in development, they were like, oh, we're going to add an era score. Because era score wasn't there originally. They added that later when they added dramatic gauges, or when they added the different eras in, what was it, Rise and Fall. So at that point, they were like, do we want to bump everything down and put era score there? Nah, screw it. That's too much work. Let's just add it to the bottom. Maybe they actually pitched this as no. Error score needs to be at the bottom because it's the most important one or something like that. But nah, it was laziness. I'm not going to call laziness because that's kind of disrespectful. And maybe they had a lot going on, okay? But they definitely actively chose the easier path, all right? All right. And on that note, I guess we're going to wrap up the first episode here. I don't know. I was thinking normally we go 3 episodes here, but there might not be 3 civs left. There might be. Alexander's probably going to be able to hold on no matter what here, so I don't know Cyrus and Dido, though, are going to be able to hold on to the end of the game. Yeah, it looks like Dido's probably not long for this world. And I don't know Cyrus. He's full loyalty in all his cities. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if they can make a comeback. The other thing is, you know, some of those comments start dropping, man. We'll have to see. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. If you did, drop a like, comment. Let me know what you think. As always, hit the subscribe button, join the game, comment, and share your support. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.